It is the largest company in the history of mankind. Its profits exceed those of Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon combined. It belongs to a single family, and behind its rise, coups, wars, terrorist attacks, and deals you will never be told about officially. At the dawn of the 20th century, the Arabian Peninsula is one of the most forsaken places on Earth. No roads, no cities worth the name, no industry. The air burns at 120 degrees. The sand stretches in every direction without end. Families survive on dates, goat milk, and the mercy of seasonal rains that rarely come. This is not a kingdom. It is a wasteland waiting for a ruler ruthless enough to claim it. That ruler is Abdulaziz ibn Saud. Born into a family driven into exile, he recaptures the city of Riyadh in 1902 with a raiding party of 40 men. Over the next 3 decades, through desert warfare, tribal marriages, and calculated brutality, he unifies the fractured peninsula under a single flag. In 1932, he names it the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. But unity does not pay the bills. The royal treasury is nearly empty. The only reliable income comes from fees charged to Muslim pilgrims traveling to Mecca. It is not enough. Ibn Saud needs money, and he needs it fast. The British come first. They already control the region's trade routes and neighboring territories. They offer protection and modest payments. Ibn Saud listens, then turns them away. He has watched what British money does to kingdoms. It buys them, then owns them. Then come the Americans. In 1933, Standard Oil of California sends a small team of geologists into the eastern desert. They carry surveying tools, optimism, and a contract offering far more generous terms than anything the British proposed. Ibn Saud signs. On March 4th, 1938, Dammam Well No. 7 strikes oil. Not a trickle. A fountain. Thick black crude surges to the surface. Within months, Aramco, the Arabian-American oil company, is born. American engineers build the infrastructure. American tankers carry the oil. The Saudis receive a royalty on every barrel. The deal appears balanced on paper. In reality, for every dollar that flows into Riyadh, many more flow back to California. Ibn Saud has traded the ground beneath his kingdom for a monthly check. For now, that check feels like salvation. But the men in Riyadh are watching, learning, and they will not stay on the receiving end forever. By 1973, Saudi Arabia is no longer a poor desert kingdom, grateful for American investment. It is the beating heart of the global oil supply. And on October 6th, Egypt and Syria launch a surprise attack on Israel. The United States immediately backs Israel with weapons and emergency aid. King Faisal watches. He sends warnings to Washington. Washington does not listen. Faisal flips the switch. On October 17th, Saudi Arabia and the Arab members of OPEC announce a full oil embargo against the United States and its allies. The taps close, tankers sit idle. Within weeks, oil prices surge from $3 a barrel to nearly $12. American gas stations run dry. Lines stretch for miles. Drivers sleep in their cars overnight just to fill their tanks by morning. The most powerful economy on earth is brought to its knees by a pipeline valve turned in Riyadh. The message is received. Oil is not a commodity. Oil is a weapon, and Saudi Arabia holds it. The embargo lasts 5 months. When it ends, nothing is the same. The world now understands the true nature of the relationship. Washington needs the oil. Riyadh knows it. The nationalization comes in stages. By 1980, the Saudi government completes its full takeover of Aramco. The American engineers stay on as contractors, but the company, the fields, the pipelines, the profits, all of it now belongs to the House of Saud. Saudi Aramco is born, and the money that follows is almost impossible to comprehend. Billions flow into the royal treasury every year. Palaces are built. Military hardware is purchased. Hundreds of mosques and madrasas are funded across Asia, Africa, and Europe, spreading a strict interpretation of Islam that most Muslims had never encountered before. Religious schools in Pakistan, Indonesia, and Bosnia receive Saudi money by the tens of millions. Some of their graduates will take that education in directions Riyadh will later claim it never intended. On September 11, 2001, 19 men hijack 4 commercial aircraft over American soil. 15 of them hold Saudi passports. The official investigation produces a final report. Inside that report, 28 pages are fully classified, blacked out, hidden from the public for 13 years. When they are finally released in 2016, they describe in detail the potential connections between the Saudi government and the hijackers. Riyadh denies everything. Washington says very little. The oil keeps flowing. In 2016, a 30-year-old prince walks into the center of global power with a plan that sounds impossible. Mohammed bin Salman, known simply as MBS, announces Vision 2030. The goal? Transform Saudi Arabia into a modern economy that no longer depends on oil. Build tourism, build technology, build entertainment. Drag a kingdom built on the 12th century into the 21st. The paradox is immediate and uncomfortable. To fund a future without oil, Saudi Arabia must sell a piece of the company that produces it. In December 2019, Saudi Aramco lists on the Riyadh Stock Exchange. The IPO raises $25.6 billion in a single day, the largest public offering in the history of financial markets. The valuation of the company hits $2 trillion, not billion, trillion. For a brief moment, Saudi Aramco is worth more than Apple, more than Microsoft, more than any company ever assessed on any exchange on Earth. But behind the staggering figures, the cracks are already forming. 2 months before the IPO, drone strikes hit Aramco's processing facilities at Abqaiq and Kuras. In one morning, half of Saudi Arabia's oil output is wiped out. Markets spike. The kingdom scrambles. The attack exposes something the company's prospectus never mentioned. The entire operation rests on a handful of facilities in a deeply unstable region. Then there is Jamal Khashoggi. The Saudi journalist and Washington Post columnist walks into the Saudi consulate in Istanbul in October 2018. He does not walk out. CIA intelligence concludes that MBS personally ordered his killing. Western governments issue statements of concern. A few impose limited sanctions. Then the meetings resume, the arms deals continue, and the oil keeps moving. The message from Riyadh is the same one it has always sent. We know what you need, and you know what we have. But the world is shifting beneath the kingdom's feet. Electric vehicles are no longer a curiosity. They are a market. Europe is accelerating its break from fossil fuels. American shale has permanently weakened OPEC's grip on prices. The International Energy Agency projects that global oil demand will peak before 2030. One family has held the global economy by the throat for 80 years. They have survived embargoes, assassinations, wars, and scandals that would have collapsed any ordinary government. But for the first time in their history, the clock is running against them. The desert gave them everything. The question now is whether the world will need the desert at all. If this video opened your eyes, like it and subscribe. New empires, new secrets, every week. See you next time.